What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all having an awesome day, and welcome back to another Clash of Clans video. And in today's video, we are going to be going over my absolute favorite way to farm in Clash of Clans, guys. So this is crazy fast golden elixir and dark elixir. This is probably one of the most efficient ways to farm in the game. I know it's not always the the most fun or the most entertaining kind of content and raiding strategy to watch and to play with, because I know definitely changing things up with a lot of spells and all these big fancy troops and stuff tends to be more satisfying and whatnot. But if you are a super hardcore MLG pro farmer, you want to get your base maxed as fast as humanly possible, this is the way to do it. And this is how I've managed to get let's see here, maxed gold and elixir achievements right here. So 2 billion of each. I've actually been maxed for probably about 3 or 4 years now, so it's been quite a while. But recently, this is the strategy that I've picked up in recent time. So I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably like, oh, it's gonna be barbarians and archers or BAM or whatever. But close, not quite. It's actually similar, but we're looking at it right here. Right now, oh, actually I only have super barbarians trained, but we are looking at super barbarians and archers. So it's basically like BAM, or not BAM, what was it, archers and barbarian, Barch, there we go, Barch on steroids, because it's super barbarian. So super Barch, that's what we're gonna call it, super Barch. It's absolutely insane, guys. These super barbarians are so strong, it's literally nuts. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It's crazy. So we're going to be taking a look at a couple raids, and I'm going to be showing you kind of just the basis of how we do it. I'm going to be talking about good farming ranges, or trophy ranges to farm in, excuse me, and spells and whatnot. So yeah, guys, it should be a fun time. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into the first raid. Alright, so checking out this first raid here, absolutely insane resources. Look at this, 1.2 million gold, 1.3 something million elixir, and you can see how fast we get through these raids, guys. So basically, if you've used Barch before, it's really no different than just regular Barch. Basically, the main strategy, you want to drop your super barbarians and then followed up by your archers, obviously mostly targeting dead bases. But the good thing about the super barbarians is you can puncture way deeper into bases than you can with just regular archers and barbarians. And you'll see here in some of these next few raids, we're actually gonna be busting into the base and getting after some crazy resources in the storages. So not only can you target dead bases, but also bases with full storages and whatnot as well. So you guys see there, that was a pretty solid first raid, 825,000 gold and 1.1 million elixir. And now we're gonna go take a look at a replay where we are actually going inside of the base. Alright, guys, so taking a look at this replay, you can see here, this is a fairly high leveled up base, and you can see the collectors really weren't super full. And that's something, in terms of dead bases with regular barbarians and archers, you can't really do. Or get a lot of resources at least. But you can see here, we're just slowly spreading our troops around the base, picking off those storages. You can see we have that warden at the top, literally just sniping that elixir storage like it's nothing. We broke into the one on the side. You can see here, we kind of launched an attack over on this bottom part here. Our barbarian king did stray off a little bit to the side here, but we are going to snag 3 out of the 4 elixir collectors, which is what I was primarily after. You can see there, we walked away with an easy one-star raid, excuse me. And obviously we can't have the it doesn't show up the league bonus there, but that's like a solid 200,000 resources, at least when you're in Champions League 1. So on top of getting 549,000 elixir, which is what I was after, obviously because I'm donating, we really ended up with like 750,000. So that bonus comes in huge handy, guys. It's absolutely awesome, especially farming in a higher trophy league. So we're gonna go ahead and look at another raid. Alright, guys, taking a look at this one, another huge resource base right here, guys, and we're going to be taking as much of it as we possibly can. So you can see there are a lot in the camps, but at the same time, there's also a good amount in the storages, and there's also a couple collectors inside of the base. So the trick with farming with these troops is, one, a wall wrecker or a stone slammer is a huge perk when it comes to farming and getting in the core of a base, because you can see here this wall wrecker is just making a path all the way inside of the base for our troops to get in there. We can get the town hall. Look at all the skeletons, dude. That's a huge thing with these skeleton spells, which is very strange. I never upgraded my skeleton spells for the longest time. They were just level 1, and you can see they help out a ton, because you can drop a skeleton spell literally anywhere, and the troops will spawn as long as there's not splash damage troops or splash damage defenses around it. A lot of skeletons will spawn, and you can get a ton of resources and extra troops on the map without actually having to, you know, break into the base, because you can literally drop them anywhere. So that is a huge perk with these skeleton spells. So anyways, guys, we're gonna go take a look at one more raid. Alright guys, so this is another really good base right here. 800,000 of each resource, and basically all in the collector. So these are the main ones we want to get after. Now in terms of trophy range, my favorite ranges to farm in is really like Master 3 to Champions League. That is where you're going to find so many dead bases, it's literally not even funny. Your troops aren't even going to be able to keep up. That's how much your resources you're going to be farming, and how quickly you're going to be finding these dead bases. Now I am a little bit high. I'm right around, you know, like the 3,800 range, so right around Champion 2, Champion League 1, which is sort of high, but you can see here I'm finding actually a lot of dead bases and having a lot of success farming these dead bases. I think it's not too hard to come across these bases. It takes a little bit longer maybe than Masters League, but I definitely recommend it, especially with this loot bonus. You can see here we don't win this raid, but if we were to win this raid, even just 50%, like just barely getting there, we still end up with like almost 200,000 in a league bonus, which is just absolutely insane, guys. So anyways, those are a quick look at some of these replays using this super crazy army, and we're gonna go head back to the main base. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed those raids. Just another side note, I think with where is it, the star bonus here, you definitely want to be raiding as frequently as possible. That is why winning is super important. I know in the lower trophies, a lot of people don't really care to win the raid or not, because one, in lower leagues the league bonus is not that high, and on top of that you can easily just farm back up in trophies if you get down too low. But you should definitely be trying to get this star bonus at least once a day. I think that's actually how long it resets. It's one every day. You should definitely be trying to get it if you can, because you can rack up huge amounts of resources in your treasure. You can see I'm sitting on 4.3 million of each resource and 22,000 dark elixir as well. So that is a huge help too when it comes to farming. On top of that, your treasury, always want to make sure that you are collecting the treasury. I know it takes a little bit to fill up, but you can definitely rack up some good amount of resources earned back once being raided. And finally, war raids. You know, I'm not a huge war guy. You know, I used to make a couple of war videos back when I was in Chief Clan, but in general I'm not really the type to do clan wars and stuff like that. But I do participate in the clan war leagues. But I will say, if you have a good war clan and you're pretty confident in your ability to win, I definitely recommend participating in wars, because you can rack up, you know, basically just off of 2 raids. If your clan wins, you can get up to like 2 million, maybe even 3 million of each resource from just doing 2 war raids. So even if you spend, you know, like 300,000 elixir, like worst case scenario, I know Electro Dragons is a popular army that is pretty expensive to train. You definitely are going to be getting a lot of resources, assuming you can win. Even then, you might break even if you're using a really expensive army, but in general, even with a loss, you can still rack up some good amount of resources. So anyways, guys, just to take away a few key points of the video, this is the army that I tend to roll with: 50 archers and 47 super barbarians. Now I can upgrade my camps 15 more spaces, and I believe starting at like Town Hall 12 is when you get super troops. So your camps, I think they're capped at like 280. So I'd say maybe 46 super barbarians and 50 archers is a good strategy to have. Next, the spells. I'd go with pretty heavy on the skeleton spells. I think they're a super handy troop, whether it's for distracting scatter shots or multi-infernos when your super barbarians are sweeping through the base, or, you know, if it's just to drop on a storage and overwhelm it and get, you know, a couple 100,000 elixir off of a storage that may not be necessarily easy to access from, you know, the outside of the base, or if it doesn't look like you're going to be able to reach it in time. They definitely come in handy. Bat spells, I just like them. They don't really, you know, provide much purpose. I think you can overwhelm single target defenses pretty quickly with a couple bat spells, but those aren't super, you know, key to the operation. And then finally, I like to rock a few rage spells. I think the Super Barbarians have that rage ability to start with anyways, but I think especially with skeleton spells or archers and whatnot, you can never go wrong with a few rage spells. And then for the reinforcements, I usually like a stone slammer or a wall wrecker, depending on what kind of base you're trying to hit. But really, in terms of troops, it doesn't really matter. You can see here, usually I'll have super barbarians or balloons. That's just because what we give in the 200 club. That's usually pretty standard. So that's not a huge deal. But the main thing right here is this super barch. It's absolutely a crazy useful farming tool, guys. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video. This is how I did a majority of these walls. I know I still have a lot to go. We are at how many? I think you can do all 300 now. Let's see how many buildings we have. We have 121 walls left, so we still have quite a ways to go. But I have been focusing mostly on donations. You can see here I'm sitting at about 635,000 donations this season, so I haven't been doing too many attacks, mostly just when I need to restock on ELIXIR. But this is a crazy fast army to farm anything, whether it's walls, your defenses, you need to stock up on ELIXIR for donations, you know, whatever the case may be. This is just a crazy fast, crazy efficient army, and I highly recommend it, guys. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned something and are able to now farm your base a lot more quickly and efficiently than you did before watching this video. If you learned a thing or two and enjoyed the raids that I showed in this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We have about 300 to go and a month and a half-ish, give or take, till 2020 is over. So it's a bit of a stretch, but I think we can do it. I really think that we've been building up pretty quickly here, and I believe in us. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will catch you in the next one. So take care, and bye for now.